Welcome back to Sibos 2018. I'm Des Blanchfield, and we are here at the International Convention Centre in Darling Harbour in Sydney. I have the pleasure of catching up with my dear friend Steven Dickens. Hi Steven, how are you?
Hey Des, always good to be on camera with you, my friend. Always good to be on camera.
Steven, you've just done a lightning talk, a keynote in 10 minutes. Give us a summary of kind of what you covered and where we are, because we're not on the IBM stand, we're at the Temenos stand. Maybe tell us a little about the IBM Temenos relationship, but first just cover your lightning talk if you can.
Yeah, happy to do that, Des. So we're here on the Temenos booth, which is obviously a change for me. I'm normally on the IBM booths, but we've got a strong strategic relationship with the guys at Temenos. We're working together as they look to provide their T24 platform to modernise core banking and modernise the interface for banking. But we're looking to deploy that on our LinuxONE platform. So being able to bring the capabilities around security, performance and availability as people look to scale their core banking project. So being able to deploy at speed, but be able to engineer for scalability, performance and availability.
The relationship between Temenos and IBM is strong. It's been going for a long time. There are a couple of key themes that come out of this event, particularly at Sibos 2018 here in Sydney. IBM C and the magic that comes with that, and the IBM LinuxONE. Give us a 60-second version of the IBM Z and the IBM LinuxONE value props.
So for me, when we're talking particularly in a Temenos perspective, it's the ability to handle some of those regulatory compliance that the banking sector's facing.
Big issues.
From the infrastructure, from engineering, from encryption, from the chip to the container and the application. So all the way up the stack, being able to pervasively encrypt what you're doing to me. We see in studies that only 4% of data is encrypted. Obviously, if people have got access to your data, you want to ensure that it's encrypted. Being able to pervasively encrypt and move that from 4% to 100% is obviously huge as people look to deploy core banking projects. But then what we're seeing is banking's being disrupted. That 24/7 bank is now the kind of always on. I want to be able to check my balance at 2 o'clock in the morning and move money between here and the UK. That's just my world, so that's what I want to be able to do. So this concept of the overnight batch that comes from the branch days.
That's from yesteryear.
Yeah, it's just gone as a concept. 9 till 3:30. And then we'll reconcile overnight. It's just a concept that's gone.
And you've got this generational challenge now. We've got like 5 generations from the boomers and the Gen X and Gen Y and Gen Z and the millennials in the middle. You've got a piece from sort of people used to going to a branch to then the ATM to now just basically an app and online. Back to the lightning talk though. 2 or 3 key takeaways if you could from the lightning talk in particular.
So for me it would be around compliance and being able to provide a strong regulatory framework, which obviously the Temenos guys can do with their application, but bringing that down to some of the key requirements in key regulations like GDPR and PCI DSS from an infrastructure point of view. I'd then talk about, as I say, scalability, being able to handle some of those peaks. Strange things happen in the world now. The concept of the Amazon Prime Day, and what that does from an infrastructure point of view. So being able to bring that scalability. So compliance, scalability, and then just the overall security and encryption.
Awesome.
Obviously key for clients.
So we're at Sibos 2018 here in Sydney. You have an amazing pavilion downstairs here. We're on level 4. You're on the ground floor there. A couple of things I'd like to just close up on. Someone at the show, what should we ask them to do?
So the first thing is obviously stop by the booth. We've got a fantastic demo. You can come and play World Domination with our blockchain globe. So that would be something I'd recommend customers to come and engage with. So this is a globe this size. You can touch it, you can spin it around, and in virtual world you can kind of follow blockchain transactions, real-time data, and real data that's happening now, not just faked up. You've also got some amazing self-service kiosk booths that I looked around, and some big walls that have sort of SMEs presenting. Grab a coffee, you've got a little coffee shop around the corner there. Grab a coffee, stand there, self-service. For people who are not here, what should they be doing? I mean, follow you on LinkedIn, follow you on Twitter. How do they join the conversation? So I'm about as social and easy to touch
You're a social beast.
So I'm not in your league yet, Des. I don't think I ever will be, but obviously get engaged. Happy to answer any questions. happy to connect you to the right people within IBM if I'm not the right person, and be that portal. So you can get in touch with me, Steven Dickens on LinkedIn, or at Steven Dickens 3 on Twitter. More than happy to take questions. You'll see me out on those platforms, interacting with clients every day on those platforms. So if you want to get in touch, that's probably the best way to
reach
get
on out.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. So the event this week, Twitter's probably the most active. Long term after the event, jump on LinkedIn and follow him, and also just send a connection invite. There's also, just to wrap up, there's a theme around this whole event that IBM has thrown out. It's a challenge. Bring your curliest and your biggest furball challenges that you've not yet been able to, solve, or problems that you're about to engage on. Throw them at the IBM team, either on social media, on Twitter or LinkedIn, etc., or reach out to them directly, and there's information on social media everywhere on how to do that. But bring your biggest, baddest problems to the team. Steven and co will do their best to help you, and so far I haven't seen one you haven't solved. Steven, great to catch up with you.
Fantastic, Des, as always. Thank you for having me on the show.
Congratulations on a great event and an amazing lightning talk we've recorded, which it'll be published. So Steven Dickens' lightning talk for 10 minutes will be published separately as another video, so keep following us. And with that, thank you very much, Steven. It's been great to catch up with you.
Thanks very much, Des.
And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for joining us.